Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. Quality is more important than quantity. One home run is much better than 2 doubles. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. I think if you do something and it turns out pretty good, then you should go do something else wonderful, not dwell on it for too long. Just figure out what's next. My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time. It's better to be a pirate than to join the Navy. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Computers themselves and software yet to be developed will revolutionize the way we learn. We're here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here? Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. I believe life is an intelligent thing, that things aren't random. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying, "We've done something wonderful," that's what matters to me. You have to be burning with an idea or a problem or a wrong that you want to right. If you're not passionate enough from the start, you'll never stick it out. Be a yardstick of quality. Some people aren't used to an environment where excellence is expected. Simple can be harder than complex. You have to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. Creativity is just connecting things. You can't ask customers what they want and then try to give that to them. By the time you get it built, they'll want something new. If you don't love something, you're not going to go the extra mile, work the extra weekend, challenge the status quo as much. The only thing you have in your life is time. If you invest that time in yourself to have great experiences that are going to enrich you, then you can't possibly lose. Things don't have to change the world to be important. I want to put a ding in the universe. We don't get a chance to do that many things, and everyone should be really excellent, because this is our life. I'm as proud of what we don't do as I am of what we do. People think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on, but that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas that there are. You can't just ask customers what they want and then try to give that to them. By the time you get it built, they'll want something new. The reason that Apple is able to create products like the iPad is because we've always tried to be at the intersection of technology and the liberal arts. I've always been attracted to the more revolutionary changes. I don't know why, because they're harder. They're much more stressful emotionally. If you keep your eye on the profit, you're going to skimp on the product. But if you focus on making really great products, then the profits will follow. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Life is about creating and living experiences that are worth sharing. If you really look closely, most overnight successes took a long time. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. We made the buttons on the screen look so good you'll want to lick them. It's more fun to be a pirate than to join the Navy. I would trade all of my technology for an afternoon with Socrates. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. That's been one of my mantras: focus and simplicity. A lot of companies have chosen to downsize, and maybe that was the right thing for them. We chose a different path. Our belief was that if we kept putting great products in front of customers, they would continue to open their wallets. Our goal is to make the best devices in the world, not to be the biggest. When you first start off trying to solve a problem, the first solutions you come up with are very complex, and most people stop there. But if you keep going and live with the problem and peel more layers of the onion off, you can oftentimes arrive at some very elegant and simple solutions. The doers are the major thinkers. The people that really create the things that change this industry are both the thinker and doer in one person. Almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. I think the things you regret most in life are the things you didn't do. It's not the tools that you have faith in. Tools are just tools. They work or they don't work. It's people you have faith in or not. For the past 33 years, I have looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. I don't care about being right. I care about success and doing the right thing. If you live each day as if it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right. It's rare that you see an artist in his 30 seconds or 40 seconds able to really contribute something amazing. Why join the Navy if you can be a pirate? Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. You can't look at the competition and say you're going to do it better. You have to look at the competition and say you're going to do it differently. Details matter. It's worth waiting to get it right. When you need a miracle, be the miracle. One way to remember who you are is to remember who your heroes are. I'm as proud of many of the things we haven't done as the things we have done. My model for business is the Beatles. They were 4 guys who kept each other's kind of negative tendencies in check. They balanced each other, and the total was greater than the sum of the parts. The problem with the internet startup craze isn't that too many people are starting companies. It's that too many people aren't sticking with it. You get your wind back, remember the finish line, and keep going. Let's go invent tomorrow instead of worrying about what happened yesterday. You have to believe that the dots will somehow connect in your future. I think money is a wonderful thing because it enables you to do things, but it's not something that is the end of itself. If you're afraid of failing, you won't get very far. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. Older people sit down and ask, what is it? But the boy asks, "What can I do with it?" I don't think I've ever worked so hard on something, but working on Macintosh was the neatest experience of my life. A brand is simply trust. Going to bed at night saying, "We've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me." Apple's market share is bigger than BMWs or Mercedeses, or Porsches in the automotive market. What's wrong with being BMW or Mercedes? In most people's vocabularies, design means veneer. It's interior decorating. It's the fabric of the curtains and the sofa. But to me, nothing could be further from the meaning of design. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. The people who think they are crazy enough to change the world are the ones who do. The minute you understand that you can poke life and actually something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it. You can't just ask customers what they want and then try to give that to them. By the time you get it built, they'll want something new. I've always wanted to own and control the primary technology in everything we do. The only problem with Microsoft is they just have no taste. They have absolutely no taste. It's really hard to design products by focus groups. A lot of times, people don't know what they want until you show it to them. Our DNA is as a consumer company for that individual customer who's voting thumbs up or thumbs down. That's who we think about. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything.